Hey guys, what's going on? Today's training tip, we're going to talk about monkey grip upright rows. Check it out. So for those of you who follow my channel, know me for a while, you probably know that I had rotator cuff surgery, and at the time of this recording it's been about 3 years or so. And you know, if anybody's gone through that, it's a tough recovery just because the shoulder is pretty much all soft tissue, obviously bone, but it's a very mobile joint, okay? So it took a long time for it to recover, and shoulder training was very hard in that trying to find exercises that enabled me to train my deltoids the way I wanted them to without causing aggravation. So I came across this variation of upright rows. So I'll walk you through it, you know, how I came about it, the advantages of it, how to perform it, but the bottom line is this exercise is going to work the lateral head of your shoulders, which is great for physique development, you know, whether you just want to have broader shoulders, have the illusion of a smaller waist. If you're going to go compete, obviously having nice developed deltoids is a big asset no matter what category you're in. So this variation of the upright row, hopefully you find helpful and you can throw that into your shoulder training. What up guys? Hey, today we're going to talk about an exercise I like to call monkey grip upright rows. Why do I call them monkey grip upright rows? You know what an upright row looks like, regular bar coming up. Well, this version allows for some adjustments in your form, which I feel is better on the shoulder. I get a much better contraction on the lateral head of the deltoid. So let's look over this. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the shoulder. Very mobile joint. You can see in this video here, just all over the place. You know, you can circles all over. I mean, it's one of the most mobile joints in the body. So we're going to focus on some specific things here. So it's your clavicle, your deltoid, your humerus. There's a little space in between your joint right there. It's the AC joint. And what happens is that gets inflamed real easy. Every time you move that arm out, there's a little bursa sac in there, and it can pinch on that and cause inflammation. So with this version of the upright row, the monkey grip, it allows me to be able to keep that joint a little bit more open, but yet still focus on that deltoid without impinging and inflaming that shoulder. So you know, with a standard upright row, my range of motion is not good, and right in there I just get a real big pinch and irritation. So this exercise, you've got your external rotation and internal rotation here, and then you've got your abduction. So upright row is abducting and internally rotating that arm. So here is the standard upright row. Now with a straight bar, as you can see, my range of motion is very limited, and it puts a lot of strain on my shoulder. So when we switch to the monkey grip, and you can see here, the whole idea is to get that bar at the end of those fingers. You're going to have those fingers nice and long, which is why I like to put a little chalk at the end of your fingers. It helps with the grip. You're not going to go super heavy on these, but still you don't want to have to worry about letting go. Now, as far as the bar, I do like a cambered bar, and you can see I take the wider stance right there. Again, I just like that angle. So here's what we're going to do. If you see the setup here, I've got a nice relaxed stance, and I'm just bringing this bar up, and I'm really focusing on squeezing those shoulders. You know, you don't want to relax at the bottom. You want to take it nice and slow and really focus on having the elbows pull the bar up and your deltoids feeling the muscle working. So that is why this exercise is so effective, because you're not using momentum to do it. When I'm doing this exercise, a lot of times I'm actually closing my eyes. I'm not even looking at a mirror or anything like that. I'm just focusing on my shoulder, doing the exercise, you know, pulling with those elbows, feeling the deltoids the whole time. I don't really care what my hands are doing, anything like that. It's all about the shoulder throughout this whole movement. So let's look at this from another angle. As you can see, I'm leaning forward just slightly, and this helps me get a little bit better squeeze on that shoulder, on that deltoid. Now, I like to pre-exhaust the deltoids, so a lot of times I'll do like a lateral raise before I do this. So they're already fatigued, and again, you just don't need a lot of weight. I'll do reps anywhere between 8 to usually around that 14 range, but it's certainly not something you're going to use a ton of weight with. I mean, obviously with the grip the way it is, you're probably not going to be able to do that anyway, but it's just more of a good finisher. Here again, looking at it from the back, you can see your traps do get a little bit of activation here, but because of that forward lean and again focusing on those deltoids, the traps really don't get too much stimulation here, so I include this exercise on the shoulder day, not necessarily the back day. So in addition to monkey grip upright rows being easier on the shoulder, it's also easier on the wrist. So when you've got a barbell and you're in a fixed position on a straight bar, it puts a lot more stress on those wrists. But when you've got that monkey grip, that allows you more play, more flexibility based on what your wrist is comfortable with. So not only is this good for the shoulders, take stress off that joint, but also it can take stress off the wrist. So if you've got touchy wrists, sore, or don't want to have touchy wrists, then this might be a good exercise variation for you. Guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you do, hit the like button below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I've got more videos coming. And of course, if you have any questions or feedback, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Keep making every day count. We'll talk to you guys soon.